Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today's video we have a Warhammer Age of Sigmar Black Library review, and today we're going to be checking out The Temple of Silence by Richard Strachan. Now as always, I do like to listen to these in audio format. I picked up the audiobook for this and gave it a great listen. The characters brought to life in voice acting really just adds another layer to some of these fantastic Black Library stories. Now, Temple of Silence is a second story by Richard Strachan about the father and daughter witch hunter duo that we have come to know, Galen and Doralia Van Denst. Taking place after the events of their last story, which itself was set just after the siege of Excelsis during the Broken Realms saga, the story starts as the duo are on their way back from yet another mission for the Order of Azir. Once again, finding and executing some more Slaanesh cultists who fled Excelsis in the aftermath of the failed sort of crippling of the Free City. Now, while travelling through the thick forest of the mortal realms, searching for a realm gate that will take them back to the city of Excelsis, the witch hunters find themselves needing a place to seek shelter, as the forest has an eerie presence start to come over as night descends and begins to embrace the forest. Your duo will seek shelter in an ancient temple known as the Temple of Silence. Hey, there's the name of the story there. Though one might call the structure a castle with its high walls and vast defences, it's pretty much a fortress in its own right in the middle of the forest. Now, as they seek shelter through this night, they really do start to find that all is not well for both the Temple of Silence itself and the nearby free city of Moonhallow. Both of these places are in grave danger, as it seems. The story does an amazing job throughout of showing the Orta as the sort of hated but necessary defenders of the free cities, and almost necessary evil to fight the multitude of evil that would see the cities of Sigmar cast down. You know, no one likes to see the Inquisition, no one likes to see witch hunters rock up in their town, because it means, you know, maybe somehow you'll be pinned next to the corruption. It's never a good place. So despite, you know, I guess Galen and Doralia being what we might consider heroes, they are very much disliked by the general populace. For me, the shining light of this entire story, though, is Doralia once again taking the lead role in the story. She's by far the more interesting of the two witch hunters, and I think this is mostly helped a bit by her father, Galen, having spent a lifetime seeing the worst of humanity. He's become, you know, cold, bitter, he thinks the worst of people, all of that stuff, and this really bounces off Doralia, who, you know, is still young. She wants to believe there is some good left, and redemption is a possible thing even for the most corrupt of people, even for the people who commit the worst of crimes. She wants to believe that redemption is attainable, you know, for everyone, because if redemption's not attainable, then what is the point of being good? It is a really strong sort of theme to have within the story. Now, there is certainly some seeds being sown in the story for later tales to be told. Like I said, this is their second story. No direct sort of correlation to the previous. You wouldn't need to pick up a previous story of these two to know much about it. But there is one thing I find lacking compared to some of other Richard Strachan's works. Something he does is really make you care for the antagonists, for the bad guys in the stories. And I really don't care for any of the ones in this. I never sort of get on their side. I always want to see, you know, them get them comeuppance from the get-go. And, you know, that's not a bad thing. They're bad guys. I want to see them have, you know, justice served to them. That's not a bad thing, but it is something I've come to like in Richard Strachan's novels, is that he makes you almost want to root for the bad guys in some of his stories, which is cool. But in the end, this is yet another solid tale by Richard Strachan, a little bit on the short side, but he continues to be, for me, one of the brightest shining lights in modern Age of Sigmar fiction. 3 out of 5 stars I think is more than fair.